Cheetah Craft, we got to talk to you about that stormy weather out there.
I know, so thankful that you're waking up to this morning and that stormy weather has already passed. So good Monday morning. Now it's all about the winds. Winds out of the northwest, and get this, they're sustained between about 10 to 15, but we're seeing gusts this morning up to about 25. And because of the winds, it's actually making our 50s feel more in the low 50s to maybe at a few spots like Brenham and Columbus, upper 40s. So it is kind of a chilly start today. I'm going to say it's a lot cooler compared to yesterday. But the nice thing is rain is out, sunshine is in. This afternoon will be beautiful. High temps today, Darby, go to 63.
All right, thanks a lot, Cheetah. Here's what you need to know as you walk out the door. Plenty going on out there, as a matter of fact. On the East Loop, northbound X ramp to I-10, high water from the rains last night, and the right side of the ramp, traffic is going to be slow. There was an accident, Baytown East Freeway outbound before John Martin. It did clear, but you can still see slow traffic as you head eastbound, but that should start to clear out. And an accident working here on East Sam Houston Tollway southbound, right before you get to the San Jacinto River. You can see where the Houston Transtar shot. They're taking up a left lane. So traffic's probably backing up to Jacinto Port, maybe as far back as I-10, and you're paying for that, so plan ahead. Now let's go to our chopper.
Now a live look from KHOU 11 News Eye in the Sky.
All right, our chopper's over I-45, the Gulf Freeway just south of downtown. Like here in this little dark spot here, this is high water. This is what I encountered coming outbound this morning. You come off, and then there's high water in that right lane. If you stay to the left, you're fine. You get in that right lane, you're going to hydroplane. So just use caution as you go through there.
Okay, thank you, Darby. We have breaking news this morning. Overnight near the Galleria, police found the car that belongs to Courtney Rowland. She disappeared Saturday after sending her friends a troubling text message.
We are hearing from her family this morning. Our Michelle Choi has spoken to them. A difficult time for that entire family, as you'd imagine. Michelle's live in the Galleria where police found Courtney's car. Michelle, the vehicle was found in the shopping center across the street from the mall, right?
Yeah, that's right, guys. In fact, this is her white Jeep right there. You see here in the Post Oak Shopping Center. Police said that they found this car just after midnight with her phone still inside. But here's the weird thing. They found her purse inside the Galleria. It had things like her credit card, her iPad, her computer, all her personal belongings, but no sign of Courtney anywhere. Now just take a look at these pictures of Courtney Rowland. She's a 29-year-old sports reporter that covers Aggie football. Her family tells us she was last seen around 5:45 yesterday afternoon near the Galleria area. But the day before, she had sent a text message to a roommate saying a suspicious man had followed her from a Walgreens in a blue truck to her home in the Heights. The two were supposed to meet up, Courtney and her roommate, but Courtney never showed. This morning, we spoke with her parents who are pleading for info on her whereabouts. And all morning long and since yesterday, all weekend long, guys, people have been showing their support and her parents want to thank them.
We have faith in God that, you know, He's watching out for her, and all her friends have been so helpful, and you all and everybody's just been helpful. I mean, so we're thankful for that.
Here's another look at Courtney. She was last seen wearing a camo sweater, orange hat, black pants, and black shoes with orange shoelaces. If you have any info, you're asked to call Houston Police. And guys, as you just saw her dad there, we spoke with both her mom, her dad, her friends, her roommates, everyone just desperate for some information, and they're just asking that if Courtney is watching this, to please come home and that they love you. Guys, back to you.
Our thoughts are with all of them. Michelle Choi, thank you so much this morning. New overnight, a man has died after crashing on Allen Parkway. This happened under the I-45 overpass. This morning, it's not clear what caused that wreck just yet. Also this morning, a man is behind bars after he got into an altercation with Houston police officers during an arrest. Officers were responding to a suspicious person call on Market Street. They realized the man had a warrant out for kidnapping, so they took him into custody. No word if any officers were hurt in that altercation.
I want to give you a live look here from Washington, D.C. on a Monday morning. President Trump back at the White House this morning after a weekend at Camp David. He met there with Republican leaders to talk about what they want to accomplish in Congress this year. All weekend, the president's allies defended him against accusations made in that new book, Fire and Fury. Author Michael Wolff wrote that many White House staffers have doubts about the president's intelligence and his ability to do the job. Former Chief Strategist Steve Bannon, who is quoted extensively in the book, released a statement yesterday taking back some of what he said. He also reaffirmed his support for the president.
Today, a lot of people will be talking about the Golden Globes.
Yeah, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri won 4 awards last night, including Best Motion Picture Drama.
Of course, the awards themselves only part of the story. The other big talker, Oprah, right here. And the speech she gave that got a standing ovation. Many saying it almost sounded like a campaign speech. So we're asking you, should Oprah run for president? You can vote in our live poll. So far, most of you say no, 73%. Brandy's here right now to break down the rest of the night's big moments.
Yeah, well, Lisa, there is a lot to talk about. Obviously, Oprah is all over Twitter and Facebook, but we've got to start with something she touched on in her speech and an issue that came up over and over again, the Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
I've had so many aha moments.
It started on the red carpet, where stars like Emma Watson wore black and brought advocates as their plus ones to show solidarity and support for the victims of sexual abuse. Then there was Deborah Messing's call out of E! News on E!
You know, I was so shocked to hear that E doesn't believe in paying their female co-hosts the same as their male co-hosts. I mean, I miss Kat Sadler.
Globe's host Seth Meyers didn't waste any time in his opening monologue tackling what he called the elephant not in the room, Harvey Weinstein.
For the male nominees in the room tonight, this is the first time in 3 months it won't be terrifying to hear your name read out loud.
The event was trending on Twitter all night, especially after things got political. NBC tweeted this, "Nothing but respect for our future president," with a picture of Oprah Winfrey. The network does a lot more than news, but it's the news division taking heat this morning for that tweet that went out just before Winfrey became the first black woman to be honored with the Cecil B. DeMille Award.
So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon.
Her speech addressing racial and gender disparity as well as victims of sexual assault lifted the audience out of their seats. It also had many talking about how much it sounded like a campaign speech.
Thank you.
So again, we're asking, should Oprah run for president? You can see the results here on the bottom of your screen. The majority of you saying no at this point, but you can vote at khou.com/vote now. While you're there on our website, you can also check out all the other action at the Globes, including a full awards list. And I'm about to hop on Facebook Live. We're going to talk about the Golden Globes. So grab your phones, head over to our Facebook page, join that conversation, guys.
It was a late night if you watched the whole show.
That's right.
I made it halfway through.
Did you? Okay. So.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandy.
All right, we're talking about trouble this morning at Kennedy Airport in New York City after a water main break there flooded the terminal.
It is causing a big old headache for travelers who were already delayed by last week's snowstorm. Doug Maloney is live this morning with more on this. Hey, Doug.
Yeah, guys, at one point that terminal or part of the terminal had to be evacuated because there was so much water. Now investigators are trying to figure out what caused that pipe to break. They're saying it could be weather related. Temperatures were in the teens in New York City when this happened. But the good news is, go and take a look. I loaded up flightview.com, and the good news is both Hobby and Bush airports are running without delays out of Houston this morning. But if you're flying to the Northeast, you may want to call and check it out just in case. But take a look at the mess at JFK Airport. What a mess. The water coming out of the ceiling, flooding part of the international terminal, water gushing down the walls, flooding a baggage area. This video making the rounds on Twitter and Facebook with the cleanup process continuing and the investigation. They want to know if this was weather related because the Port Authority there says that's unacceptable. An airport should have all the pipes protected and wrapped, especially in weather this cold. And so that's why there's an investigation. And that's on top of the weather delays. Look at the luggage stacked up. This is a tweet just a couple of hours ago from the CBS station up there. And they're saying this is just because of the weather. They have all this luggage stacked up with all the flight delays they're dealing with. And like I said, you're going to want to call your airline if you are heading to the Northeast. Take a look at JFK Airport. This is from flightview.com. About 40% of the flights there are running either late or very late, and that's for inbound and outbound flights. So that's the headline coming from up there. Guys, Lisa and Russ, I tend to look on the brighter side of things, though. At least this didn't happen a week ago when all those New Year's Eve travelers were trying to head back out of town, or even the week before that when it was Christmas. So, hey, maybe some people get a little extra time away from work. Who knows?
You look on the bright side because you're sitting in Houston this morning.
That's right.
Exactly.
You're not worried about it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
and it's going to be
no, Tarmac
60-something
somewhere.
degrees this afternoon.
Thank you, Doug. Let's send it over to Cheetah right now. Cheetah, we've started to feel a warm up here in Houston.
Yeah.
Winter folks, Becky's going to feel that same warm
Oh
up.
my goodness, it's going to be a little bit, guys. It really is. Now, temperatures, we're not talking about single digits or even sub-freezing. I mean, we're talking 20s and 30s pretty much all along portions of the Northeast, but it is expected to stay that cold here for the next couple of days. Big system here rolling through at least a third of the country and will continue to push off to the east, all connected with the front that moved through here overnight. Let me show you, though, what I'm watching for Thursday. So we're dry today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Out west, rolling through California, most of the showers moving through. That will impact our weather here locally Thursday. So Thursday's our next rain chance. Other than that, this morning, cloudy. Temperatures on the cool side. You factor in the winds, Darby, but roadways still wet. I know you've even got some high water spots out there.
I do have a couple of them. You've seen one of them, I-45, the Gulf Freeway, as you head southbound coming out of downtown before Scott Street. There's high water in the right lane. Just stay to the left and you should be okay. Then on 610, the East Loop northbound exit ramp to I-10, high water in the right lane of that 2-lane ramp, and traffic is going to be slow as you approach the ramp. 610, the East Loop southbound Jacinto Port, our second accident on the tollway southbound. The first one was at the San Jacinto River, or I should say, yeah, the ship channel. This one is at Jacinto Port. You can see with our Houston TransStar shot.